Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So today's current affair is going on with me, and I'll start session. This current affair will have two parts. Basically, what I'm going to discuss in this current affair. First, I'll discuss important event that had happened in last week. That is February. The previous month, last week, whatever the event have taken place, I'll discuss everything in that. तो जो भी घटनाएं फरवरी में हुई है that everything will be discussed in this sessions. As you can see, the topics which I am covering here is from February last week, and after that in the last session, in the end of the sessions, I'll take 20 questions from August current affair. So those who are preparing or attempting exam this year, it will be very beneficial for them because I am discussing August 2022 in the form of MCQ. So this August 2022 current affair will be discussed in the form of MCQ part, where I'll take 20 MCQ from August 2022, and next class again I'll cover left part of August. That means this the current affair sessions I am targeting. What I am trying to do is that in 1 hour I'll cover the important happenings of you can say that important happenings I'll cover of the month going on. So it will be beneficial who are targeting for year 2024. And in the other hand, I'll cover also the previous part of August, so that who are targeting for this year, that is 2023, who are going to write mains for 2023. So it will be beneficial for them also. So let's start with, firstly, we'll start with the last week current affair, so that I can discuss all the current affair of last week. As you can see, find some of the headings. Let me summarize what headings covers in this, or what I am going to cover for you. देखो, current affair आपके लिए तभी beneficials है या तभी फायदेमंद है when you learn to connect it with that is a static subject. Like suppose polity. Let's take an example. There is a topic in polity that is called fundamental right. Do you think that UPSC is going to ask you that what is fundamental right, or what is Article 12 or Article 15 like this? UPSC is not going to ask you all this. But what UPSC is going to ask, suppose an event, or suppose a very important event happened at Sabrimala, where some gender inequality was shown on the part of that temple, and women were not allowed to enter in that. So UPSC what will ask, that which type of fundamental rights is violated in Sabrimala case. Similarly, Haji Ali or something like that. I am just referring to cases, the cases which is related to polity in current affair. So when you link static with dynamic part, then you prepare better UPSC, or you can say that you have better equipped with UPSC preparation. So when you read current affair, you must understand that you have to target the current affair in such a way that your subject is also going to cover that. Suppose you know that total 100 question is going to be asked in prelims. Okay, so there is a roughly major subject: polity, history, geography, and economics. So 15 question each. Let's suppose 60. Okay, rest 40 questions if I am talking of. This rest 40 questions will be asked from current affair portion, but it will not be entirely current affair. It will not be entirely current affair. Why it will not be entirely current affair? Because it will some way or other be related to subject like environment, like polity, or anything else. So my major aim to make you understand that when you study current affair, you have to link that current affair portion with your static subject like polity, geography, or economics. What I was doing when I was preparing for UPSC, what I was doing was, when I used to write polity answers, I left a page blank, so that when current affair or something get updated, I used to write in that page. So that will be beneficial. So this way you can prepare for UPSC, and this way the current affair is going to be beneficial for you. So let's start with today's current affair. The first topic I am going to cover is Windsor Framework. So it is a place, Windsor is a place in London, that is England. So this treaty is related to Great Britain. So this we will cover it in detail, but just to summarize this, in these sections we are going to discuss about Treaty of Ireland and Great Britain. Okay, so we are going to discuss a treaty of Ireland and Great Britain. You know that a famous event happened where Britain has exited from European Union, which we call Brexit. So that Great Britain and Ireland. So in this topic, we are going to read this. Okay. Okay. The second topic is anti-defections law. Okay. Okay. This is very important topic. You know that वही जो नारा है सब कुछ खरीद लेगा, तो मोदी जी जो है परचेजिंग ऑल द गवर्नमेंट. So even anti-defection law is means in India, still so many state government has been you can say that disabled, sorry, destabilized, and their new government has been formed. Suppose you know that, let I am writing some of the state example: Karnataka, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, MP. ठीक है. Even they tried for Rajasthan, but not able to means topple the government there. So what is anti-defection law basically says? We will read in details, but just to summarize, anti-defection law in 10th schedule of polity, and it says that if any members is elected from a party, suppose if a members X elected from BJP and he switched the party, suppose he goes to Congress or any other party, in that case anti-defection law, इसको दल बदल कानून बोलते हैं हिंदी में. So in that case anti-defection law applied, and that member is liable to be disqualified from the MP or MLA, whatever. So we will discuss that in detail, why it is in news this week. Okay. Next is election commissions. This we are going to discuss. A very historic judgment has been delivered by Supreme Court on just a day or two, means day before yesterday. A very historic judgment has been delivered by KM, that is the judgment has been given by KM Joseph. Justice KM Joseph has given this judgment. Okay, and this is a very historic judgment that has been given. And in this, election commission has means made a wage for the appointment of sorry, Supreme Court has made a wage for appointment of election commissioner. So we are going to discuss the new EWaste rule. All of you are using so many mobile devices, laptop, iPad and all. So to just decompose that, we are going to read this. Then menstrual leave policy in India. So many of you have been girls, and you might have been study about this. Okay, so menstrual leave cycle. Then we are going to read organ clip about this. So everything will be covered in all these sections. We will going to discuss all this. Okay, so let's start with one end, and let's study it so that we can cover all the topics. Some of the few topics more is going to be covered, which is important from prelims point of view. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so our first topic is Windsor Framework. So as you can see that it is important for it is important for GS paper 2. So this also you have to means you can say that segregate that for which paper you are reading current affairs. This is for GS paper 2, and in this sections what we are going to discuss. Actually, UK government recently reached a landmark deal with the European Union, okay, known as Windsor Framework, on post-Brexit rule that governs Northern Ireland. Actually, what has happened when this UK, United Kingdom, has exited from European Union? So Ireland is still in the European Union. Ireland is still in the European Union, but this UK government exit. Okay. So now what has happened, since there is an Irish Sea, you can see in the map, there is an Irish Sea between this Great Britain and this Ireland, Irish Sea. So whatever trade was going on between Ireland and United Kingdom, that is England, that trade is completely, you can say that hampered, or you can say that it fall out completely. So it has both political as well as economical, you can say both influence, or you can say both, it has means affected Britain in both ways. And this the agreement was done by at the previous prime minister, that is Boris Johnson, but the Rishi Sunak has crack a deal, and a Windsor Framework has been framed. And in this framework, now the trade agreement between Britain and Ireland is now framed, and now the trade between these two countries will be smooth, and it will be a very good, you can say that the political and trade which was have been hampered from last 2-3 years, that will be again will back to the ओरिजिनल फॉर्म, मतलब वो फिर से सब चीज सही हो जाएगा, एंड जो ट्रेड और पॉलिटिकल इन्फ्लुएंस हुआ था दोनों के बीच में, वो कहीं ना कहीं जो है अब सही होने की उम्मीद है. So this was the framework. As it clearly written, the Windsor Framework will replace the Northern Ireland Protocol. I am going to discuss what is Northern Ireland Protocol. This was a protocol which was framed by Boris Johnson, the previous Prime Minister of Britain. But this Windsor Framework is framed by Rishi Sunak, the current Prime Minister of Britain. Okay, so we are going to discuss about Northern Protocol also. What was that Northern Ireland Protocol and why it was hampering the trade between these two countries? Okay. Okay. So first of all, let's have look what is Windsor Framework, and then we will move to Northern Protocol. So it is clearly, it is aimed at significantly reducing number of checks. So what do you mean by number of checks? When a trade is going on, suppose a ship is going between Ireland, from Britain to Ireland, so it has go through lot of checks. Okay, so that was hampering, and even some of the product, कई सारे ऐसे सामान थे जो खराब हो जाते थे चेक्स के दौरान, जब ये लगेज चेक होता था उसमें सामान खराब हो जाते थे, इससे कहीं ना कहीं बहुत ज्यादा नुकसान हो रहा था. यू कैन से ब्रिटेन वाज फेसिंग लॉट ऑफ लॉसेस इन ड्यू टू दैट. सो दिस वाज करेक्टेड. अगेन नाउ व्हाट हैज हाउ दे हैव करेक्टेड, two lane is created, one is green lane and one is red lane, for goods which will remain in Northern Ireland. That means whatever goods is coming from Britain, if it has to be remain in Northern Ireland only, so it has to go through green lane. Where this lane is created, it is created in Irish Sea, so it has to go through green lane, and it will not go so many checks. So इसके बहुत सारे checks नहीं होंगे, ये यहीं रह जाएगा. But still, whatever goods will go to other country, other European Union country, they will have the old formula which was earlier. So that why they have means formulated is the red lane. So that simple method है, simple भाषा में अगर हम समझे तो एक ग्रीन लेन क्रिएट कर दिया गया और एक रेड लेन क्रिएट कर दिया गया. ग्रीन लेन जो है वो उसके लिए क्रिएट कर दिया गया जो कि ब्रिटेन से सामान आता था और आयरलैंड में ही रह गया. तो इसके केस में क्या हुआ कि चेक्स वगैरह कम हो गए और सामान की जो है इफिशियंसी भी बढ़ गई क्योंकि वो खराब नहीं होने लगा. और जो रेड लाइन क्रिएट किया गया वो किसके लिए किया गया, वो सारे सामान जो कि यूरोपियन यूनियन में जा रहे थे. तो जो यूरोपियन यूनियन में सामान जाने लगे उसके लिए अभी भी रेड लाइन है, वहां पे अभी भी चेक है, क्योंकि ब्रिटेन जो है वो यूरोपियन यूनियन से एग्जिट हो चुका है. अब उसका कोई टाई अप यूरोपियन यूनियन के साथ नहीं है. हाँ, उसने जो ये विंडसर फ्रेमवर्क किया किसके साथ किया है, नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड के साथ किया है. अगेन वही चीज है, नॉर्दर्न आयरलैंड वुड आल्सो बी लॉन्गर टू हैव फॉलो सर्टेन यूई रूल्स, फॉर एग्जांपल वैट, अल्कोहल और ड्यूटी. जो पुराने रूल्स हैं वो एज इट इज बने रहेंगे. ठीक है. नीड क्यों था ये मैंने आपको समझा. व्हाई द नीड ऑफ विंडसर एग्रीमेंट, दैट हैव आई ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड, दैट ट्रेड एंड कस्टम इंस्पेक्शंस ग्रेट ब्रिटेन टुक प्लेस एंड a port along the Irish Sea. The checks made trade between Great Britain and Northern Ireland cumbersome with product especially losing out the sale life. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि जो सामान था, जो गुड्स था, वो अपनी लाइफ हो रहा था इस चेक्स में, क्योंकि बहुत समय लग जाता था. 3-4 दिन उसको पोर्ट पे खड़ा रहना पड़ता था, वो चेकिंग होती थी, फिर सामान पास होता था. तो इन ऑल दिस सिनारियोज the Britain was you can say going through great loss, or you can say that neither Britain nor Ireland was means getting profits. So this was a mutual agreement between these two. Okay, so coming back to what was Northern Ireland Protocol, which was previously signed by British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. So let's have a look on that also. Okay, so it is Northern Ireland Protocol, the previous one, the old one, which was hampering the trade. So former Prime Minister Boris Johnson agreed Northern Ireland Protocol with under the Northern Ireland Protocol, new checks were introduced. Okay, first point, rather than taking place, the Irish border inspections and documents checks are carried, and England, Scotland, Wales. So these three together were suffering. Okay, if the goods are due to remain Northern Ireland, the protocol is part of the Brexit deal. So Brexit deal, which was signed by the Britain. So Northern Ireland protocol was a part of that, and it was hampering both. So this was in the news as it is impacting, or you can say it is a great tie between Britain and Ireland, and both political and trade will now go smooth between these two countries even after Brexit. So this was important news. Coming back to our second headline of the day, the second headline is anti-defection law. So it is a topic which is related to core polity. You might have, if you some of you have must completed political science, and in that you have read about must have read about 10th schedule, that is anti-defection law. हिंदी में इसको कहते हैं दल बदल कानून, ठीक है. तो इन हिंदी, इन द नेम itself it is clear. एक दल से चुने, मतलब suppose you are elected from one party and you switch to other party, that is called dal badal, and it is the law which applies on that is called anti-defection law. Again, why it is in news? Because you know that there is a hearing going on in Supreme Court for the matter of Shiv Sena. You know that in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena have you can say that Shiv Sena जो है वो दो fractions में break हो गया है. Shiv Sena has been divided into two fractions, and one fraction is with Eknath Shinde, who is currently Chief Minister of Maharashtra. So one fraction is with Eknath Shinde, and the another fraction is with that is Uddhav Thackeray. Originally, the you can say the heir of Bala Sahab Thackeray. So Uddhav Thackeray. Now both is claiming that the Shiv Sena is with them. That is, both are claiming that Shiv Sena is originally their party. So the hearing is going on in Supreme Court. Both are claiming that we should form the government, or the government which has been formed by the order of governor is illegal or something unconstitutional, they are saying. So while hearing that only, Supreme Court has, you can say that, commented something, and which became news. Anti-defection law, if you read at schedule 10, it applies at two places. It is very important topic for both मेंस एंड फ्री. तो इसके अपने नुकसान भी हैं, इसके अपने फायदे भी हैं. एक्चुअली 1985-86 के आसपास ये एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ वाज एनेक्टेड, और इन दिस एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ व्हाट वाज स्टेटेड दैट if any member, suppose elected from BJP, switch to party, to Congress or something, that member will be disqualified. But what was shortcoming or loopholes of this rule? It will be decided by speaker. The disqualification will be decided by the speaker. Now, think of a situation. You are in government. Suppose BJP is in government. I am elected from Congress and I am switching side to BJP. Speaker will be belongs to which party? The party which in power. So why speaker will disqualify? He will sit on the file, because there is no rules that how many days speaker will take to disqualify that person. So there is no frame, or there is no rules defined by Supreme Court how many days a speaker will take or should take or must take to disqualify. So the case lie here only. The first point in this bill is the problem is this. Second, in case merger or two third party shifted, this anti-defection law do not apply. That means, suppose 10 members of a party and 2/3 of 10 if shifted to other party, this anti-defection law will not apply on that. So again, this is the issue. One more issue which you can write in the mains. In anti-defection law, there is a clause that if whip is issued, I hope you all might be aware of what is whip. Every party in parliament have their whip elected. What do you mean by whip? मैं इसको आसान भाषा में समझा देता हूँ. whip ऐसे समझते ही होंगे आप लोग, जो कि घोड़े को एक चाबुक होता है, उसको एक whip आवाज आती है. तो आसान भाषा में हम इसको समझे तो हर एक पार्टी एक मेंबर को जो है अपॉइंट करता है, जो कि एक whip इशू करता है. मतलब एक ऑर्डर इशू करता है कि इस बिल पे फेवर में वोट करना है या अगेंस्ट में. सपोज बीजेपी इज ब्रिंगिंग सम अमेंडमेंट और सम बिल, and if whip is issued that every of its member has to be present and has to be voted in favor, in that case, suppose any member vote against the party, anti-defection law applies there. Now, why it is in question, why I'm discussing this, because in anti-defection law, mainly the switching of party is only discussed, that if I am elected from this party and going on to that party, so that is only discussed. But why I'm discussing this whip? Because the very fundamental right, as we have a fundamental right, you have a fundamental right, freedom of choice, कि हमें क्या choose करना है. Similarly, a MP and MLA should also have fundamental right. Okay, so if a MP and MLA is elected from certain party, should not their ethics should also be followed? Suppose a BJP is bringing 20 bills, अगर BJP 20 बिल ला रहा है, उसमें ऐसा हो सकता है कि कोई एक पर्टिकुलर MP जो है एक बिल के अगेंस्ट चला जाए, तो क्या उसको ये पावर नहीं होना चाहिए कि वो उस पे अगेंस्ट वोट करे? Is it not so, or is it not its fundamental right or freedom of choice? But as per anti-defection law, it is not allowed. So the power of whip in anti-defection law is questionable. When experts discuss this, so anti-defection law is in news for the two reasons. First, this whip, which people are saying this need to be replaced, or you can say the constitutional experts are saying this need to be replaced. And second, that if anti-defection law is applied, or if anti-defection law is in place, then why so many government is toppled in last 2-3 months? इतने ज्यादा गवर्नमेंट को कैसे खरीदा और बेचा गया, कैसे एमएलए और खरीदे और बेचे गए? एक मजाक चलता था कि OLX में कांग्रेस के एमएलए लिस्टेड होंगे और वहां से जाके हम भी खरीद सकते हैं. तो ये क्यों हो रहा है? इफ एंटी-डिफेक्शन लॉ इज अप्लाइंग, सो क्यों हो रहा है? Because the power to take decisions lie in the hand of speaker, and speaker is not taking decisions because he belongs to certain party. अगर आपने पॉलिटी पढ़ा हो, if you have read Lakshmikant, it is clearly written there that in Britain, the Great Britain, which we were discussing in previous article, there once a speaker is elected, he has to resign from the party which he belongs. So in India, no such rules. So we cannot say that a speaker is, although we say that a speaker nispaksh hota hai, he does not belongs to any party, but originally it does not. So this point you have to note it down. So this was anti-defection law in the rule. And what Supreme Court has said currently, why it is in news, Supreme Court has said that if any member is suffering, or if any member is under anti-defection law, that is, suppose if any member has switched the party and he is facing anti-defection law, and at the same time, if floor test is invited. What is floor test? You know that. Suppose I am running a government in Bihar or any other state, and my opposition party said that you are in minority, prove your majority. In that case, governor can ask me to prove my majority. So when majority has been asked to prove, it is called floor test. When majority, that test is taken. Now the point is that if some of my members switch to other party, so that member will be under scanner of anti-defection law, but he used to vote in the floor test also. अब बात सोचिए कि बीजेपी का बंदा है, वो कांग्रेस में चला गया, फ्लोर टेस्ट बीजेपी को करना है, अब वो कांग्रेस के फेवर में वोट कर देगा, तो कहीं ना कहीं नुकसान हो जाएगा. तो इसीलिए सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज स्टेटेड दैट इन केस ऑफ फ्लोर टेस्ट, इफ अ मेंबर इज अंडर स्कैनर ऑफ एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ, और इफ ए केस ऑफ एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ पेंडिंग अगेंस्ट हिम and the speaker has not taken any decision, in such scenario he is not liable to vote in floor test. मतलब कि वो floor test के दौरान वोट नहीं करेगा. So anti-defection law is a very important topic both for prelims and mains. I will share this detail which has been written, how floor test is conducted. This I have explained in the simple language. What is anti-defection law? Everything is written here. This I will share. Okay. No need to read all this, so you can study and this what I was talking about, deciding authority. You can see here the deciding authority is the speaker. ठीक है, तो यही पे एक सबसे बड़ा समस्या जो लॉ में लूप होल है वही है, और इसी का फायदा उठाता है. That's why even anti-defection law is in place, but still the government is means कभी भी खरीद फरोख्त हो रहा है गवर्नमेंट के ऊपर और कोई मतलब नहीं रह रहा है anti-defection law का. Coming back to next topic is new e-waste rule. What is it? Let's have some look on this. completely a topic related to science or environment, you can say. Right now also environment is going on in our morning session, so you might study or have been or have already studied this. GS paper 3, environment, pollution and degradations. What is e-waste? You all know that electronic waste term used to be describe old end of life discarded electronic appliances. अभी भी शायद हमारे सबके घर में कई सारे ऐसे पुराने मोबाइल पड़े होंगे जो कि रखे होंगे. So we do not generally decompose them. So now the government is making rules because it is hazardous, like the lithium battery used in that e-waste. So that is very hazardous for the people. Even sometime it decomposed in the sea, ocean or something, pound, all that. That is even harmful for marine life also. So in such scenario, a rule should be framed how e-waste should be decomposed. So this has been framed or it is under process, so that's why it is in the news. Why e-waste is hazardous for the environment? I hope you all are aware of this as you all are preparing for UPSC. So you might know that it is highly toxic for the nature. The first point, highly toxic for the nature, adverse effect on the health, that I have explained already. Even that is 4G, 5G, you know that there is a case also in Supreme Court pending that is harmful for birds and animal also. Adverse effect on the environment. Okay, a lot of countries doing various things to protect the environment. In such cases, in such scenarios, this new e-waste rule is also important and it should be framed. Plastic use, electronics highly hazardous. Some of the plastic materials, like if you can see the mobile, the cover and all, this cover is made up of plastic and all. So in such cases, this plastic waste is also harmful. Plastic is anyway harmful in anything. So if it is used in e-waste also, the plastic is harmful. So that need to be protected. Okay. This article I'll share with you. Okay. So you can see what is e-waste rule. Electronics, through a pictorial, it is means explained to you. What is the issue? What is the problem? And what can be done? So how it can be decomposed. If you are in Delhi, you can visit that is Rajiv Chowk, and outside that metro, there is a decomposed machine for the e-waste is there it is kept. So government is planning on pilot model right now, and means कुछ cities को select कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे ये लगा सकता है. प्रोड्यूसर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, इसमें जो गवर्नमेंट ना प्रोड्यूसर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को फिक्स कर रहा है, मतलब जो प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है उसको ही इस डिकम्पोज में आगे आना पड़ेगा. सपोज अ कंपनी सैमसंग इज प्रोड्यूसिंग एन नंबर ऑफ मोबाइल एवरी ईयर, सो इट इज द whole and sole responsibility of Samsung that he should hire a team or any agency which can collect that e-waste from the people houses and that can be decomposed. So government is trying to fix the accountability of producer in this e-waste rule. So it is very important again for the environment. Environment के तो questions, मतलब ये सब सवाल तो बिल्कुल environment में ऐसे हैं कि पूछे ही जाते हैं. Okay. Again, key provision of the rule, restricted the use of hazardous substances. सबसे पहले इसमें key provision क्या है कि it has asked the company like Samsung and all to less use of hazardous substance in e-waste. Suppose if a company is manufacturing mobile, so number of the product which is hazardous should be less used in that. मतलब कम से कम hazardous substance को use किया जाए. Target को fix किया जाए कि कितने परसेंट को डिकम्पोज किया जाता है. यहाँ लिखा हुआ है प्रोड्यूसर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गुड्स हैव टू इंश्योर एटलीस्ट 60% ऑफ देयर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेस्ट इज कलेक्टेड. दैट इज द प्रोड्यूसर. सपोज व्हाट आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड, सैमसंग. सपोज इफ सैमसंग इज प्रोड्यूसिंग 100 मोबाइल, he has to ensure that 60 mobile that is e-waste must be collected and recycled by 2023 and targeted to increase them by 70-80% in subsequent year. So the government is giving them target. Why it is target based? Suppose if we are giving any blanket numbers, they will just show in the data. If it is a target based, government can take accountability from them. So this was again in the news, and this means you can say that need of the hours, that we need to decompose e-waste so that it does not pollute the environment. So it was our third heading, or you can say the third breaking news. Moving back to next. The next news of this week is menstrual leave policy in India. Some of you students might be girl, and you are aware of this problem. But in India, people are not still so much sensitive to this issue. Still, they feel hesitant to discuss this issue. Even a movie Padman was so you can say that matlab Akshay Kumar ka ek movie tha. In that also this problem was highlighted. Still, you can say that in rural areas or in semi-urban areas, it is still not considered a major issue. Even some of the corporate are still hesitant to give leave, or you can say that 1 or 2 day off to that woman or that girl who is suffering from this menstrual issue. But this has to be implemented. Around the world, this policy has been implemented, but India is lagging behind on this. There is a lot of questions that gender equality and all, but something or some topics are you can say that in society which is beyond equality. मतलब we have to raise beyond equality. हम हमेशा बराबरी का सोच के नहीं चलेंगे. It is a issue which girls are facing, and this has to be dealt in such manners only. तो अभी इस पे बनाया जा रहा है. इसमें the government is enacting policy on that. Menstruator is an exclusive term referred to individual who have female reproductive anatomy and experience menstrual period. Okay, so this, what is the policy that I'm going to discuss? Let's move to directly to the policy part. Okay, so what is policy around the world? First, let's read across the world how they means sensitive to this and why India is not sensitive. Nearly 100 years ago, you can see you can say 1900 only, 1920 and 30, Soviet Russia relieved menstruating women from paid labor and safeguard their reproductive health, thus originating idea of formal menstrual leave policy. In the late 1920s, Labor Union of Japan, and in Japan also this policy is there. In South Korea also the policy for menstrual leave is there. What is status in India? The main topic which are going to discuss, or the main point which I am going to discuss. A former member of parliament, there is a member of parliament from Kerala who you can say proud. मतलब इसने जो है केरला के member of parliament थे, उसने जो है इस पे एक bill लाया था और एक private member bill था, but it sad status that ये pass नहीं हुआ ये bill क्योंकि private member bill था. I hope you might be you know the difference between private member bill and the bill which have been brought by a government or a member of parliament. Okay, so private member bill था 2017 में 2017 में provide women working public and private sector with 2 days paid menstruation leave each month. So it was a policy, but it has not been passed since 1992. Bihar government, yes, you should you must know that some of the government, some state government have a separate policy for menstruation leave, and it is implemented long back, like Bihar, Kerala. So they have, but as a centralized policy, we still do not have any roadmap for this. But government is in mood to centralize this policy now. Okay, in the corporate world, company like Zomato, Matrabhumi in Malayalam, Wet and Dry, Delhi-based organization have introduced menstrual leave policy. So some of the corporate also have included. Still, few of them is reluctant for this. Why it is the need? मतलब क्यों जरूरत है menstruation leave की क्यों जरूरत है? Because 20% of women who is suffering illness due to this, that is PCOS and PCOD are related, disease related to uterus and all. Then endometriosis, this all disease is caused due to menstruation leave only. Menstruation due to menstruation only. Disturbance of professions, even if they are working on that period in the office or something, they get irritated so often. So it is better to allow leave, opportunity for women to speak up, and it is right time to women to speak up and fight for them, and it is their right to get that. Human working conditions. So it is not, you can say that asking them for work in such situation is inhuman, simply. Okay. Moving, this I'll give what are the argument in favor and what is the argument in against. I'll give in, you can check in the PDF only. Okay. Now, this was the major topics which was, you can say that in both view, that is prelims and mains. Whatever topics I am going to cover now is in accordance with prelims only. So whatever I am going to discuss after this, the 3-4 topic which I have discussed of February week, it was pre plus mains both. Anti-defection law going to be asked in pre also, going to be asked in mains also. Similarly, new EWaste rule and that first topic Windsor Framework is asked, can be asked both. But now we are going to discuss prelims oriented topic. The first topic is organ chip. What is this? It is a chip or means that can be read about your organs. So you can say that एक human clone बनाने की तैयारी है, and in that only this organ chip is originated or can you say invented. अच्छा हमारे इंडिया में तो ऑलरेडी जो है रजनी अन्ना ने चिट्टी बना रखा है जो कि पहले से ही इस तरह का चिप है जो कि बना हुआ है. So it is something like study about human organ, their behavior and something. So the passage of Food and Drugs Administrative Modernization Act by the US government in December 2022 expected to provide momentum to R&D. अभी ये बना नहीं है, research and development होगा इसके बारे में of organ chip. Organ chip is a smart, innovative approach to simulate human organ biology as a small scale level biochip. It reproduces key function and psychological responses of human organ. So whatever psychological responses our organ is giving, scientists are trying to do same with you can say human made organ chip. How does organ chip work? Microfluidic channel. So it will mean just like our blood cell, it will be implanted in that blood cell only, and it will work that. Each organ on a chip contains a complex network of microfluidic channel, and that can simulate mechanical and chemical environment of a specific organ, mimics the blood flow. So it will be the rate of that organ flow will be same as the blood flow, so that it can mimic the blood flow rate and everything in the organ. So anything this is under process, but why it was in news? Because US government have given green signal for its R&D. So that's why it's in the news and important for the prelims point of view. The details you can go through this. Okay, significance, what are the use, how it will function and all, you can go through that. Okay, next again important quality topic. Sorry, it is also a topic which is important for mains also. Supreme Court verdict on ECI appointment. Just as I was opening the topic, I have discussed this, that it is a very important topic and it is a historical. किसी वर्डिक्ट को हम हिस्टोरिकल कैसे कहते हैं, ऐतिहासिक कैसे कहते हैं, जबकि कुछ ऐसा आज तक नहीं हुआ हो और वो हो जाए, या सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऐसा कोई वर्डिक्ट दे दिया जो कि इस चीज को डिस्कस करे, दैट इज वी कॉल एज ए हिस्टोरिकल वर्डिक्ट. सो अ 5 जज बेंच लेड बाय केएम जोसेफ. तो ये जो जज बेंच था वो केएम जोसेफ के द्वारा लीड किया गया था, एंड ही हैज डिलीवर्ड अ वर्डिक्ट इन विच द अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर ऑफ इंडिया पॉलिसी हैज बीन चेंज्ड. Let me explain you in the simple term. You know that we have 3 members of election commission. That is, one chief election commissioner we call CEC, and other 2 are election commissioner. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3 you can say, and whatever decision is taken in election commissions is combined decision of all these 3. इन तीनों का एक combined decision होता है जो कि election commission का decision बनता है. Earlier, the president, in accordance with cabinet ministers, used to appoint election commissioner and other 2 also. So president क्या करते थे, अब जो उनको कैबिनेट या लॉ मिनिस्टर्स की तरफ से हेल्प आती थी उसके हिसाब से या जो नाम आता था, he used to appoint that person as election commissioner. उनको वो election commissioner के तौर पे appoint कर देते थे. What has changed now? Now a high level committee is formed, and that committee will decide who will be the next election commissioner or EC of India. So the committee is comprised of Chief Justice of India CJI plus Prime Minister plus leader of opposition. In case leader of opposition is not there, then the single largest party leaders will be in the team. So these 3 will elect the election commissioner. Now, what are the things hidden behind this topic? Point 1. One topic you must have read in polity, that is judicial activism. What is it? न्यायिक सक्रियता क्या होता है ये? न्यायिक सक्रियता हम उसको बोलते हैं, या जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म हम उसको बोलते हैं, इन विच the Supreme Court or the judiciary is interfering in the matter of executive. You know that there is a provision of separation of power where executive, judiciary and legislative work separately, although they work in coordinates with each other, but they work separately, they have different power. But it is the power of executive how to appoint and whom to appoint. But if Supreme Court is interfering in this, this is called judicial activism. The point is that whether it is a really a judicial activism, मतलब जो इस केस में हुआ, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वर्डिक्ट था या जो के.एम. जोसेफ साहब का वर्डिक्ट था, क्या ये सच में जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म था या नहीं था? So this has to be discussed. Okay. So in one sense we can call it as it was an interference in executive, and in another sense we cannot call it. Why? Actually, के.एम. जोसेफ साहब ने पूछा था during hearing that is there any set rules? कोई set rules है कि how the election commissioner is appointed, or is it written in the constitution? The government to this question responded no, it is not any set rule, but things has been followed from long back, and this is how appointed. So what Supreme Court has stated that since there is no set rules in this, so I am making a rules right now to appoint a high level committee, and this will appoint election commissioner till the time parliament enact any rules. So Supreme Court in this verdict smartly given the power to parliament. You can enact the rule since there is a you can say vacuum है ना भाई, कोई रूल है ही नहीं इसको लेके, ठीक है. हाँ, एक प्रोसीजर है जो कि बहुत पहले से फॉलो होता आ रहा है, उस प्रोसीजर के थ्रू अपॉइंट हो रहा था, लेकिन देयर इज अ वैक्यूम कि हाउ टू अपॉइंट कैसे होगा, ठीक है. अभी तो इसमें खाली है जगह, तो वो खाली जगह को सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि फॉर द टाइम बिंग आई एम मेकिंग अ रूल, बट पार्लियामेंट कैन इनेक्ट अ लॉ ऑन दिस, एंड if that law is constitutional, so that will be the only way which election commissioner can be appointed. So you can say that in this case Supreme Court has given the example of both judicial restraint and judicial activism. न्यायिक संयम और न्यायिक सक्रियता दोनों का उदाहरण है ये. जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म रिस्ट्रेंट का भी है. In one way Supreme Court has filled that vacuum also, but still has given the power to parliament that it is your right, you can appoint, or you can mend the way how the election commissioner is appointed. But the method which is currently is going on is not the correct matter, as the election commissioner should be मतलब वो निष्पक्ष होना चाहिए. He should be not appointed like this, so that it seems that he is related to a party or something, because बहुत important पद है या बहुत important post है. So this was in news. Okay, moving back to next topic. Okay, anyone in online can inform me how election commissioner is removed right now? हटाया कैसे जाता है? तानिया, सुमेश, श्रेष, पीयूष, anyone if aware can explain? What is the current rules to remove election commissioner? Okay, so the current rules to remove election commissioner is similar manner in which a judge is removed, or you can say impeachment of president. That is a parliament with 2/3 majority in both the houses can ask to remove election commissioner, and that in that process he can be removed. Since it is a constitutional post, so and also a very important post, so this rule is followed there also. Article, you know that from 324 to 329 is an article which is related to election commissioner. So very important point even for the political science, basic political science also, and in current affair also. You can read and go through this. Okay. Next question is QR code coin vending machine, a simple prelims fact. What is this QR code vending machine? एक QR कोड लगाया गया है, ये भी अभी ट्रायल बेसिस पे है, जिसमें कि जैसे आप यूपीआई से पे करते हो, यू पे फ्रॉम यूपीआई, सिमिलर माइनर you can scan the UPI, you can pay, and their coin will be, suppose हमने 100 rupees पे कर दिया, that 100 rupees will be deducted from your bank. जैसे अभी हम किसी को यूपीआई करते हैं, मोबाइल रिचार्ज करते हैं, मेट्रो रिचार्ज करते हैं, so that 100 rupees will be deducted from your bank, and in the form of coin it will be given to you. That is called QR code based coin vending machine. and it is implemented at crowded place, railway stations and everywhere, because it is a need that some people they search for coin or change. So this was a QR code vending machine. It's still in a trial period, or you can say in protocol. So it was just implemented in February last week, so it is in the news. Moving to the next question. Is CE20 cryogenic engine? Again, an important point in view of prelims. ISRO recently conducted a flight test on cryogenic engine for the Chandrayaan-3 mission, and it has been designed and developed by the Liquid Propulsion System and a subsidiary of ISRO. It is the first cryogenic engine feature a gas generated cycle. ये जो cryogenic engine है, and it was recently in news in October also, when it has successfully delivered 36 satellites in one go. There is a UK based firm, and it of that only. सोचिए एक समय होता था, there you might have also seen that picture in NCERT book, where we used to take that rocket propellant with a cycle to Sriharikota. साइकिल के ऊपर हम लेके जाते थे, और आज एक समय है कि हम यूके ऐसे देश के सैटेलाइट को भी स्पेस में भेज रहे हैं with the help of our, so that how our science, or you can say that ISRO has progressed in year, the subsequent year. So this LBM-3, this was the used for this 36 satellite that has been sent in the scale. Why it was in the news? Because this CE20 Chandrayaan mission. So this was in the news. You can read the detail and part. So it is just important for prelims only. That will ask that what mission CE20 cryogenic engine is taking. So you know that it's Chandrayaan mission. Okay. Moving to the next question. Adopt heritage scheme. What is this? You know that in India there are several various sites which are a heritage site, like Qutub Minar and various many others. So under this scheme, what ASI is doing, or what government, or you can say that Ministry of Tourism department is doing, they are asking public सेक्टर इंडस्ट्री लाइक पीएसयू जो भी है, जितने भी पब्लिक सेक्टर इंडस्ट्रीज है, जो पीएसयूज है और ये जो है पीएसयूज वगैरह जो है, उनको बोल रहे हैं, या फिर जो बड़े बड़े प्राइवेट फर्म है जैसे कि टाटा या रिलायंस, ये सब ये प्राइवेट फर्म है, या फिर कोई एक इंडिविजुअल बड़ा फर्म है जो कि सीएसआर वगैरह करता है. सो दे आर आस्किंग, और यू कैन से दैट दिस मिनिस्ट्री इज आस्किंग टू देम टू अडॉप्ट अ हेरिटेज. सपोज Tata is adopting Qutub Minar, so it will be Tata's whole responsibility to maintain that place, to increase the scenery of that place, so that more and more people can visit there. So this was adopt a heritage scheme. If अगर ये successful होता है, so it would be very good, because you know that several heritage in under means बहुत ही खराब conditions में, बहुत सारे heritage in endangered condition. So this they need to be renovate, because heritage जो होता है वो हमारी पहचान होती है, अपनी धरोहर. World know, if any visitor is visiting us from USA, and they know about Taj Mahal, they might not know anything else, but they know that what is Taj Mahal. So we need to preserve those heritage. ठीक है? Okay, next is Mission Sakti. Again, a very important topic. Let me tell you very clearly, all who are listening in online and offline mode, whatever program that has been government program is very important for UPSC. Why we have been asked to read Yojana magazine for UPSC? क्योंकि उसमें गवर्नमेंट के सारे प्रोग्राम होते हैं, एंड वो प्रोग्राम तो और इम्पोर्टेंट हो जाते हैं, विच इज अम्ब्रेला प्रोग्राम. जो भी अम्ब्रेला होगा, मतलब कि एक के अंदर दो तीन को क्लब करके जब बना दिया जाता है, दैट वी कॉल अम्ब्रेला स्कीम. सो द मिशन शक्ति इज अम्ब्रेला स्कीम फॉर वुमेन, इन विच so many things is included. You can see here one stop center for women, women helpline, बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ. तो numbers of programs or numbers of initiative which is taken by government for the women is clubbed under mission Sakti. So again a very important. तो मतलब ये तो इम्पोर्टेंट है ही, लेकिन आपको ये भी ध्यान रखना है, इस तरह के कोई भी जो कि प्रोग्राम गवर्नमेंट रिलेटेड है या गवर्नमेंट से originated है या umbrella schemes है, you must read that. So in the mission Sakti it has been explained that for the security and empowerment of women, the Sakti, it will be implemented during 15th finance period, that is 21-22 to 25-26, and the mission aims to economically empower women by facilitating them exercise free choice over their mind and bodies in an atmosphere from violence and threat. Okay, the mission has two sub scheme. इसके अंदर दो सब स्कीम है, एक है संबल और एक है सामर्थ्य. These two things need to be developed under women. एक संबल होना चाहिए, खुद की आत्मनिर्भरता, और सामर्थ्य, ये दो चीजें. Sub scheme of safety and security of women. It consists of schemes one stop center, women helpline, बेटी बचाओ and extra. सामर्थ्य जो है वो empowerment of women. उसमें क्या क्या है? उज्ज्वला है, ठीक है, स्वाधार गृह है, वर्किंग वोमेन अलोंग विथ एग्जिस्टिंग स्कीम्स, ठीक है. तो देयर आर 8-9 स्कीम्स अंडर संबल एंड सामर्थ व्हिच हैव बीन क्लब्ड अंडर मिशन शक्ति, एंड नाउ दिस संबल एंड सामर्थ बोथ स्कीम्स आर नोन अंडर मिशन शक्ति. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज काराकट्टम डांस. इट इज वेरी पॉपुलर इन केरला एंड इट इज अ रेन डांस. जब फसल कटता है, जब बारिश आती है केरला में, तो जस्ट टू मेक रेन गॉड हैप्पी दे जनरली डू दिस टाइप ऑफ डांस. व्हाई इट इज इन न्यूज? बिकॉज प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैज रिसेंटली कंग्रेचुलेटेड काराकट्टम डांसर एंड रिसेंट उस्ताद बिस्मिल्लाह खान युवा पुरस्कार अवार्ड टू वी दुर्गा देवी. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. लास्ट ईयर 2022 में इस तरह के 6 क्वेश्चंस थे which have been asked in such type of dances and all. This is important in art and culture. Various type of dance and form you are going to study in art and culture subject, and it is important for current affair purpose also. So we Durga Devi, who was Karakattam, who is Karakattam dancer, have been awarded with this award. So that's why it is in the news. It is a folk dance of Kerala. You can see it is written here. It is one of the creative, traditional, and existence Mariamman, rain goddess, and while the name of the god is Mariamman. You should know this. Karakattam and agriculture have a link. It is because puja is held in the month of after harvest season in Kerala and considered goddess of rain. So it was in the news. Moving to the next topic. Okay, so the next topic is Himalayan Griffin. Again, it is also important topic. If any new species is discovered in the environment, UPSC is going to ask you that. Remember, every year they are asking if any new species is discovered or any new species is found in any places of the world, UPSC is going to ask. So these two places which is mentioned here, Patrampur and Belparao, it is located in Uttarakhand, and in Uttarakhand only this Himalayan Griffin has been discovered. What is Himalayan Griffin? It is a type of eagle. Eagle के तरह का होता है उनका मतलब, और उसके बारे में we will read. Okay, तो ये उत्तराखंड में सबसे पहले तो दोनों places, and this Himalayan Griffin is located there, मतलब has been found there. Vulture, Gyps himalayensis, an old world vulture is the family of, and which also include eagles, kites, buzzards, and hawks. It is closely related to European Griffon vultures, जो यहाँ पे नाम दिया हुआ है. This vulture is a typically vulture with a wide white head and very broad wings, short tail feathers, and it has a white neck and yellow bill. So this was the feature which has been explained. UPSC can ask you like this only. Creatures have been found with white neck, yellow bill, and this, and name that creature, and they can give you the 4 options. So you must know that it is Himalayan Griffon. So you have to read the features of also. For me, just I have explained that these are the things, but you have to note it down. You have to remember in your mind, so that if it is asked in the form of MCQ, you are aware that which has been discussed here. So this is Himalayan Griffon. Moving to the next topic. Okay, 100 years old Buddhist stupa found in Odisha, Jajpur. You know that every year ASI in its research discovered so many Buddhist stupa. So it was found in Odisha. ASI discovered 1300 old year stupa in the midst of mining site in Odisha, Jajpur district, where stones were excavated and Puri Jagannath temple project. पूरी जगन्नाथ टेम्पल का प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा था, और वहीं पे हमें बुद्धिस्ट स्तूपा मिला है जो कि 1300 ईयर ओल्ड है. Following the finding of the Buddhist stupa from the mining site, ASI intervened and requested the Odisha government of mining in that area. ASI would now attempt to completely recover the structure, archaeological heritage and restore its original form. So ये एक important news है. इस तरह के questions पूछे जाएंगे. Any Harappan civilization site is discovered, any Buddhist stupa is discovered, any sculpture related to Jainism is discovered. एंड मतलब ऐसा है कि हर साल कुछ ना कुछ मिल जाता है हमारे लिए, वो मतलब एज अ यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट फॉर अस एक तरह से वो हेडेक हो जाता है, बट स्टिल वी हैव टू रीड ऑल दिस बिकॉज हर साल कहीं ना कहीं, एंड इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज ऑल्सो. सो यूपीएससी इज गोइंग टू आस्क दैट. द लास्ट टॉपिक इज नेशनल साइंस डे. What is National Science Day? It is clearly celebrated in the name, or you can say, of C.V. Raman. Okay, who had also got Nobel Prize in 1930. So India celebrates National Science Day every year on February 28th. Just now, in 1986, Union government under the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi designated February 20th as National Science Day. Is celebrated every year to commemorate the discovery of Raman effect. Raman effect is discovered by C.V. Raman. That is electronic particles movement and all is discovered under Raman effect. Physicist C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize in 1930 for discovery of Raman effect. And the theme for the National Science Day 2023 is Light of India G20 presidency. You know that from Indonesia, India has succeeded the G20 presidency, and it is in the news also. So you should also read this theme. Any environment theme you should be aware. जैसे कोई भी environment ठीक है, like any sammelan or anything like that, you know, you should aware of the theme of that scheme. So that UPSC is asking every year, is asking at least 1 or 2 questions from this also. Who was C.V. Raman? You all know that Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman was a physicist from Tamil Nadu. His work in the field of light scattering earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930, and this phenomena was named Raman effect. In 1940, he was honored with the India's highest civilian award. So this was a short biography, you can say, a short summary of C.V. Raman. So this was important news of last week, that is February last week, and we have covered important topic. According to me, anti-defection law and election commission appointment, these were the 2 major important topic, and whatever the topic related to environment was also important one for you. Even new EWaste rule and all important.